ISIS, the so-called Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, known to themselves as the Islamic State, and which has proclaimed in July a new caliphate, surged into the public consciousness internationally with their lightning cross-border strike from Syria into Iraq in June, after which they ended up roughly in control with about the eastern third of Syria and the western third of Iraq. This is a group that is extremely well armed. It has, after the capture of the oil wells in northeast Syria and parts of northern Iraq, plus its kidnapping, its extortion of local taxes, a very well-funded and self-sustaining financial base, has very acute media and propaganda, above all social media skills, and it has made absolutely clear that it is prepared to rule by terror and is savagely sectarian. I think something that has been somewhat missed is the political sophistication of this utterly merciless group, and their ability to strike out beyond the territory that they currently hold in Syria and Iraq and potentially destabilize their neighbors. On the face of it, ISIS has been testing the defenses of some of its neighbors. It thrust into Lebanon. It's launched attacks on or near the Turkish border, currently the siege of Kobani. It has made, a few feints against Jordan and so on. But all of that looks military in nature. The point is that, for the most part, they can be driven back militarily, but they can still win political advantage by sowing fear and exploiting divisions inside these countries, and there are many. In other words, it's a sort of like banging on violently on the door of its neighbors. You don't really need to break down the doors to get a result. Just wait and watch for these fault lines, these divisions, to start cracking open on the other side. I think the prime example, and the one most in public view at the moment, is the jihadi siege of Kobani, the Syrian Kurdish town just south of Turkey's border. Now that is, it has become, in the eyes of many, a sort of mini Stalingrad and so on. So there's no question that it has achieved a symbolism. Most of all, what they've done by attacking it so relentlessly is driven a wedge between the neo-Islamist rulers of Turkey, led by Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and Turkey's Kurdish minority. So that's one big crack that they've opened up or widened rather inside Turkey. ISIS in sum is not just a military threat, it's a lethal political cocktail.